What's up everybody, Matt Moran here for the debut video on my brand new channel here called Relics of the Rust Belt. And in this channel, I'm going to be going through junkyards primarily, showing you the cool stuff that I see. I've always loved walking junkyards, and it's just something that I wanted to share with you guys because it changes all the time. They're always getting new cars in at all of these junkyards. And this one is actually sponsored by Pull Apart and You Pull and Pay. I'm here at the You Pull and Pay in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania here, but I'm going to be covering a bunch of different yards here in the Rust Belt through this series and this channel. But today we're here, we're going to walk the yard and just see what they have. But before we do, let's check out some of the interesting used stuff that they have here as well. So one thing I always love about this location in particular is they have the very cool old Cadillac front end here. But I mean, look at this cool Mercury that actually is for sale. It's a 1975 Grand Marquis, and says clean title, and so I'm assuming this runs and drives, and pretty cool. Looks like a pretty nice condition interior. Let's see if we can open it up here. Wow, it's actually like really nice. Headliners drop in there, but otherwise, you know, cracked dash pad. But look at that old radio, old cluster. Has that musty smell, of course. It's always fun. But yeah, actually pretty nice shape. Nicer interior than you'd expect, judging by the outside. But very cool. And we got a 5 Series down here for just $2,800. And it's even got the M package wheels on it. Pretty nice. Now this is fun. You don't see Caprices too much anymore. Got a Caprice back here for $2,200. And that's the cool thing about these yards, is they do sell some of these running, driving, complete cars. This one's a little banged up, but I mean, when's the last time you saw a Caprice on the road? I never see these things. This is a 91, it says. And just another fun thing to find, and glad this one has the chance to continue to live on here. This Chrysler's fun too. I don't see these too often anymore, these large body Mopar products. Got the leather interior. It's a 2003 Concorde. Very cool. All right, but let's head into the yard and see what's there. All right, so we're starting off in the truck and SUV section. We're gonna cover the entire yard here today. They got various sections for import, domestic, cars, trucks, everything, of course. They got some Dakotas there. Don't see those too often anymore. And got a Bronco here. That's a rare thing you don't see too much. 2-door Bronco, and mostly picked through there. That's a 1990. And again, stuff you don't see very often. Let me see, we got a Baja. Oh no, a Baja has met its end. That's unfortunate. Again, looks mostly picked through here, but still does have the engine there. And look at this Camaro. That's very cool. And looks, again, mostly picked through for this one, but still got a passenger seat. And yeah, everything's pretty much picked through on that. But always crazy to see 80s, 90s Camaros. Always sad to see him at the end here. Here's a Fiero, again, also mostly picked through, but those are always cool. Let's see if this one still has the engine, of course, being mid-engine here in the back. Looks like mostly picked through there too. Look at this, someone made a mystery machine, Scooby-Doo. That's fun. And old Chevy van that is at the end of the road there. Got a 5 Series here. Oh, this is fun. K-car, a Woody K-car. Wow. I haven't seen one of these in a while, and we have I think a 5 Series taillight there just hanging out too. But man, these things, again, not a car you've probably seen recently. Oh, this actually has a complete interior pretty much. That's cool. And it's so funny how small stuff like this looks. Yeah, LeBaron, this is an 86 LeBaron, interesting. Man, it's, yeah, been so long since I've seen something like that, but it's just like so small. I mean, this, I feel like this looks modern size, like the size of like a Impreza hatchback or something. We got also this '87 LTD here that's also woody, and you can see all the peeling. Oh, and this has the side seats. I forgot about those. You can get the side seats here to make these, I guess, like a 7-seater or something. Before through-row crossovers, you had, you know, the jump seats in the back of a station wagon. Man, and pretty complete interior on this one too. Very fun. I was not expecting to see woodies today. I feel like most of these have already vanished. So very cool. Obviously this is picked through pretty good too. Looks like this one might have been a runner because there was a price tag on it before it ended up here. Man, that's crazy. And what else do we got here? We got a Mustang. Looks like a 05 to 09, something like that. Still has steering wheel. It's 2006. And got another one here, 89, right next to that. Fox body convertible. And mostly picked through. You still got the gauge cluster here though, which these ones are always fun because you only go up to 85 due to the laws and regulations back then. Here's a couple other cool finds. We have this, I believe it's a Plymouth, but you know, one of these old Mopar vans here. Let me see, Caravan. This is an actual Caravan, and the gauge cluster there. It looks like actually 188,000 miles on this one. I feel like that's a little better than average for these things. So that's pretty cool. And it's a 93. And surprisingly is not a woody. That's another vehicle that did come in woody form, but not this one here. But cool to see another one. It's was a fan of the American Birding Association. Never heard of that, but shout out to them. And we also got an Explorer Sport Track here. Another cool kind of fun unicorn thing of the 2000s that you know, never stuck around, but was a fun option while it was around. And this is a nice dark green color too, but pretty complete in there. Looks like this one, wow, looks like it's only 79,000 miles on this one. Crazy. Some of these cars, it's wild they ended up here with like hardly any miles on them. You know, you'd think it would have been able to last longer than that, but not the case for that one. And we got a couple other cool truck finds here. We got an old F-150. I like the two-tone combo you had on this one here, and yeah, mostly picked through there, but that's fun. Other things though, so we got a Dakota. We got also this very old, looks like a Dakota V8 if I'm reading that properly. And it looks like it, yeah, it does in fact, I believe that's a V8. Obviously picked through here, but and it says SLT though, so yeah, 96 Dakota the tag says. Very cool. And the other one, I mean, look at this thing. You don't see classics like this typically in a yard like this. And so this is a dually too, which I think makes it even more rare. Obviously, very, very old. I think it says, yeah, 1956. And not too much left, but original steering wheel, original shifter. Look how long that shifter is. Talk about a long shift throw. That's quite the stick there. And really fun to see though. And not sure how this one ended up here, but I guess just too rusty and nothing else left for it or something, but it's a shame. Always sad to see, especially a classic like this, meet its end, but it's the end of the road for that one, I guess. And I always feel sentimental every time I see an Xterra in the yard, and makes me want a new one. It sounds like maybe a new one is possibly coming eventually, but here's one of the last ones here. Has that awesome roof rack on it, and a bunch of other interesting stuff here. Maybe not so interesting depending on how you view it, but there's like an original ML. We got the first generation of the Santa Fe here, with some Pacificas and stuff down there as well. Chrysler Aspen, the nicer SUV that never really caught on with people. We also down here have a Ford Freestyle, I believe was what they called it, because I think this wasn't the Flex yet. Yeah, Freestyle. I was right. And pretty complete interior on that one. And another cool idea that unfortunately just never really caught on either. I mean, they sold decently well, I think, for a time. This one even has the third row there. And let's look around here a little more in the SUV section. We got an original MDX and a bunch of Jeeps here. We also got a Nissan Juke here. Sad to see that one made an end, another quirky car. And next to that, we have an Escape Hybrid, which, you know, I gotta hand it to Ford. They're really ahead of the curve here on the hybrid SUV thing. I mean, it was really them and Toyota for the most part. And these things as taxis really racked up a ton of miles, and this hybrid system was very, very reliable. And I'm not sure if this one still has that powertrain. We'll see if we can maybe peek at the odometer, see how far this one went. It's gonna be digital, yeah, never mind. So we're not gonna know, but pretty cool. We've got a Saturn Vue here. Always thought those were cool back in the day, with Honda power under the hood of these. And also we have across the way here a Kia Borrego, which was kind of like the Telluride, but a little bit too early before people were ready. This also launched right during the recession. Yeah, this is a 2009. And gas guzzlers at that point that were expensive, just, you know, not what people wanted in the moment. And just again, one of those things where they had the right idea just at the wrong time. But you know, I think these were a really cool idea, and it's, yeah, kind of interesting. Some of the failures that aren't always failures forever. They just, you know, again, they try again another decade or so later, and then they have a gigantic hit on their hands. It's kind of funny. And looks like this might be, oh, is this, wait a minute, I think this is Saab? Maybe, is this a, yeah, Saab 97X, wow. Just barely able to recognize that. This is the Saab version of the Chevy Trailblazer, for anyone who's unfamiliar. This is a unicorn. Wow, I was not expecting to see one of these in here. 4.2i, trying to sophisticate what was, again, very plainly a Chevy product. We also got a nice old Cherokee here hanging out, but I'm just excited. Yeah, 97X, local car too, one of our local dealers here. And wow, yeah, very cool to see that. I almost missed that one. That's, again, you never know what you're going to see out here. Very, very cool. And there's another shot of that Cherokee, another nice one, another Santa Fe as well. We've got a Volvo over here. And some of these two-door Blazers are still rolling in here. This one looks like it was last inspected in 2023, so this one's been off the road for a few years, but always so fun for these two-door ones with the glass and the little vent window back there. And obviously you can see this one is very rusty, so that explains that one. But such, again, another cool, fun thing we don't really see anymore. I always thought these were kind of a strange choice for Kia. This is the Kia Rondo, which essentially looks like a two-row minivan. It's just so tall. I mean, great for tall people, I suppose, but just another car that I don't think really sold super well here. And, you know, another interesting choice there by Kia. Maybe these days something like that would sell better, but that's one idea they haven't tried again since then. But, yeah, oh, we got also, coming down to the next row here, an old Chevy Astrovan. This is an all-wheel drive Astrovan too. Very rusty. You can tell they definitely use that all-wheel drive, but that's another one you very rarely see these days. Here's another one I've completely forgot even existed. This is a Mitsubishi Endeavor. I cheated and looked at the tag before I started this clip, but I haven't seen one of these in forever. I mean, these aren't that old, but I mean, look at the flared fenders on this one, and it looks like it had some running boards at one point, but this is a 2007. I completely forgot this was a thing. I'm not sure, maybe someone else who's better with Mitsubishis can tell me what this is related to, or if this is based on a platform of someone else is doing, or if this is a complete Mitsubishi effort on their own, but completely forgot about the Endeavor. And this is an actual Ford Flex. Interesting, different color change bumper there. But you can see, I always thought it was cool with the doors there, cheese grater kind of doors. And these were really actually plush inside too. I think you could even get like cooled cup holders in these back in the day. This one's a little bit of a lower trim. There's no screen in the middle, but so 2010, it's not that old, but this one met its demise. here's another surprise. Man, I haven't seen one of these in forever. And this is pretty complete actually too. I'm surprised. This is the Oldsmobile version of 3200, I think. Wow, yeah, I have not seen one of these in forever. I always thought this wedge shape was so futuristic and cool looking. And it still has the original stickers on it there. Let's see if this one's got an odometer reading we can read. Yeah, 134,000 miles on this. Pretty complete interior. And yeah, very cool. They did do the thumbtack hack there to keep it from sagging for the headliner there, but man, that's really cool. This is a 95 Silhouette. Okay, yeah, that was the name I was evading. It had those tall taillights. Wow, yeah, very cool to see that. Another fun one, Buick Rendezvous. I feel like at least around here I never see Rendezvous anymore. And another fun car of the 2000s here. Very plush interior, of course. And I always thought it was interesting with the glass here. Very angular and big taillights. And just another fun one from the past. And another one you very rarely see these days, the Grand Vitara. This one that had a saw taken to the middle of it somehow. But interesting little headlights there. And again, just another car that's kind of disappeared. This is a 2007. And yeah, pretty cool. All right, so this probably doesn't look too recognizable, but this is an E46 3 Series that someone made their own convertible. This is the kind of fun stuff you see at the yard sometimes. Looks like a Targa top was kind of the idea they're going for here. And they just never got all the way finished with it, because I think there's some finishing here to be done with the B-pillar. But must have just been a fun end of life, you know, kind of hold my beer moment. Yeah, that's an interesting choice. A shame though, because I feel like E46s, even, you know, ratty ones, people turn them into, you know, project cars and stuff pretty regularly. So it's unfortunate this one couldn't keep on living. 2002, but yeah, that's an interesting one. We also got an interesting rattle can paint job here on an Altima, 2003 Altima. Got a good old Nissan Maxima here that's actually looks pretty complete for the most part, just a little rusty. But 98 Maxima. I feel like I do not see Maximas around anymore. This one actually does have a pretty complete interior too, so that's pretty cool. Let's check that out here. Yeah, the white face gauge is nice condition for those cloth seats. Some nice parts you could save on this one. I feel like, again, I never see Maximas. It's such a shame because they were such cool cars. And this one you can barely even recognize here, but this is a Hyundai Tiburon, and it's actually the V6 GT Tiburon, which is even more rare. This one's an automatic, but yeah, mostly stripped through there too. But man, 2007, the days Hyundai doing a sport coupe, so cool. And that's actually the newer Tiburon too, the more recently refreshed ones here. And let's see, we got some more imports here, and this other one caught my eye. This is a Saab 9.5, I believe. Again, last generation of those, and still has the center lock ignition there in the middle of the console. And 2008, yeah, 9.5. Back end's nice and complete, at least. Sad to see these old Saabs. There's an old A6. Oh, another old Saab, and we also got an SLK, 98 SLK. That's cool. And Saab convertible, 97 900, 2.3. That's a fun find. There's another Saab that's convertible over there. Man, people are getting rid of Saabs left and right. This is crazy. Oh, I love the little wipers on the headlights. So fun. Can't save them all, I guess, but pretty complete interior though on this one. Yeah. Automatic. I always thought the gauge cluster is kind of hard to see with the steering wheel where it is, but I always had fun gauge clusters in them. And Man, that's a fun one to see. Again, another kind of generation you don't really see, especially these old Saabs, very much anymore. Let me see, I got some Beetles here, but yeah, here's the other convertible. This is the newer 9.3. And another like nice car. Doesn't look too rusty, not sure. It's an 06 9.3 convertible. Such a shame. But Beetle, always sad to see a Beetle meet its end. Just nostalgic about these new Beetles. It's a convertible too, pretty nice. 08. End of the road for that one. I love the two-tone, you know, the doors. There's another one over there. We also got a G37 there. That's a cool car that I'm surprised, again, because of how sought after some of those older G37s are. I'm surprised that's ended up here. We got all kinds of other quirky stuff. The Volvo, and what's this here? I don't, oh wow, this is a Mark II Golf. Wow, again, another one I'm shocked is in here. I mean, I guess maybe this one's rough. Yeah, this thing has got no floors. This is really long gone, but man, you know, I don't know about you guys, the last time I saw Mark II, trying to figure out if this is an actual GTI. Maybe Volkswagen expert can, yeah, it does. Wow, 89 GTI. Man, that's crazy. I haven't seen an old GTI. That, man, I guess it just was too far gone, but I feel like that would have been worth some kind of money, because man, that is cool to see. Wow. And what else? Other stuff. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Some cool graphics on. I don't even know what this is here. Let's see if we can figure it out. Maybe some of you have already called it. It is it's an S4, a 2013 S4. Wow. That's apparently they were on Instagram there. Maybe it's their old car or someone they're a fan of. I don't know. Steel City Society. I guess this one must have had an accident or something. Maybe that ended it. But man, looks like impound possibly. Interesting. Man, that's cool. You don't see cars with graphics too much anymore, especially something from 2013. Typically that was kind of after that phase of tuning culture had passed a little bit, but I still love graphics on cars. Got an E-Class, fun old interior on those. More Volvos, more Beetles. There's a Jag. Man, I'm telling you what, it's always surprises at the yard. This is why I love this. So this one looks like they tried to give it another life and no one took it. Crazy. It would have won an X-Type wagon. Very rare. Looks like, yeah, nice interior still, you know, for the most part. 2005 X-Type wagon. This is another car. Got to be insanely rare. You can't tell me that stuff like this, maybe just no one wants them, but I feel like this kind of stuff would be valuable someday if it came, you know, complete. Obviously this one, not so much, but man, X-Type all-wheel drive. X-Type wagon here in the States. That's, I don't know how long they offered that for, but it must not have been long. 2005. And wow, yeah, I couldn't tell you if I've ever even seen one of these, honestly, in America here. Wow, that is cool. And some more Volvos, an Infiniti, I think I-30 is what these were called. I got another Volvo wagon down there as well, but I remember the ads for these when these things were new. Another very cool car, 2003 I-35, that's what it is. I was close. Man, that's cool. And yeah, this Volvo V40 station wagon here. Very cool. And we got some more classic Jags here. It's an XJ. And this one, again, looks pretty complete. Someone already took the leaping cat off the hood. That's a bummer. I don't see it in the debris field here, but that would have been a fun souvenir to take home. Another one looks like just an impound. It's crazy. 2003 XJ. Look at how grand, how long that trunk is on this thing. Let's see if this one opens up. I love the door handles are tiny on this thing. And wood grain. Man. Another cool spot. You can see there's another old Jag. That one's really old. I don't even know exactly what that one is here. 4-door. Wow, look at that motor. What is that? It looks like it might actually, is that a V12? Let's see if the tag says. Again, I apologize, I'm not an expert in all cars. So 84 XJ. Still has keys and everything. I like the wood grain on this. Wow. I'll leave that up to someone else to let me know in the comments what that is. But very, very cool. That one I can see how that ended up here, because those have a record for unreliability. We also got another 9.3 and a bunch of old cool Mercedes here. We got a SL, another one with those cool little wiper headlight things, and a convertible. Yeah, 96 SL. This one still has some stuff left in it there. I mean, these things were so high end. And again, crazy to see it just wasting away now at the junkyard, awaiting the crusher. Here's another one I'm trying to figure out. So this is an Audi convertible, but it's big. So I'm not sure, is this like a 9,000 or something? Let me see. 94, just Audi Cabriolet. Okay, I need to brush up on my import history here. That's pretty cool. Again, trying to tell you the last time I saw one of those. Still has one taillight, kind of. Okay, now I remember these. Now I get a picture with the taillight there. Makes it a little bit more recognizable. And no pillar here for the convertible. Very cool. And lastly, to round out the quirky Saabs, we have a 2006 9.3 wagon. Another awesome thing they offered here. And not much of it here in the front, but wagon Saab, what a time. Old Mitsubishi Eclipse Coupe, a final generation of the Eclipse. I think this one's got the 4-cylinder there, and looks like it has been into an accident here. But man, I always thought those generation Eclipses were so cool when they came out. We also got some other Subarus. There's actually a bunch of Subarus. We got a Impreza there, got some Outbacks, another Outback down there. Sentra, Galant. You don't see Galants too often anymore. And let's see what else we got here. Forester, looks like that one had a little mishap in the mud or something. And let's see. Got an old Accord here, you don't see too often. I think it's a Civic here. Some good old 90s Hondas. This is a really old Civic here. Again, not a car you see very often. It's unfortunate. At least you got one good taillight there. Might be worth salvaging, but pretty nice old steering wheel still. Seats are pretty good. It looks as the automatic seat belts. Those are fun. I remember those. And the quirky headrest design there is cool. It's the 91, and yeah, it still has the engine too. Very cool. Another cool old Honda. We got a V6 Accord Coupe. It's a shame that one didn't last longer. Looks like that was another one they tried to offer here on the lot and ended up not working out. We still got 2002 Accord owner's manual. That's fun. And pretty complete interior. Nice leather. So one of the higher trims here. Yeah, V6. Those are the taillights. Very cool. We got another bright orange Eclipse right next to that. 2011. I always thought this was a cool color. I mean, look at in the sun how it just has a pearlescent kind of look to it. It has those motorcycle inspired gauge pod. Automatic, unfortunately. But oh, and wow, look at this. We got an RX-8. That's a shame to see that here. Looks like this one might have had a mishap that ended its career. I don't know, but see if we can see inside here. Mostly torn apart, but man, it looks like some accident damage too. But RX-8, another awesome car. Here's another oddball, Toyota Echo Coupe. Again, I mean, it just seems unimaginable these days to have one, a subcompact economy car, and two, have it with a two-door. I believe these also came with a manual just for, wow, this is the manual. All right, we gotta go around to the other side. 2000 Toyota Echo. Yeah, this is, man, another unicorn here. Man, I haven't seen one of these in forever. And manual, this has gotta be rare. Also had the, center-mounted speedometer. Seats are still in decent shape, but look at that manual transmission in a two-door subcompact car. What a time. It's, again, just no, this even has the roll-up windows. This is probably just a base spec. Back whenever all that stuff wasn't a feature, it was just because you went cheap. But man, this is, I'm sure these things again are just not worth saving, but just, I can't help but thinking that something like this would kill at Radwood or something like that. Maybe that's just me. Let me know if you guys think that's cool or not. But I mean, just a car you will completely forget about, you know, and probably already have. Got an Outback here, another Maxima. It's a newer Maxima. Not quite as exciting these days as the older 90s ones. I don't even know what this is here, but we got a bright pink steering wheel cover. Always fun to see some of the mods you have. That one's got the airbags blown, so definitely something. It's a 2018 Elantra. Wow, yeah, pretty new. There's some parts there, a head unit and stuff. Maybe worth saving, but crazy. And let's see, anything else interesting here? Looks like we got a Solara down here. Not a car you see very often anymore. We also got another old Camry. We got a G35 here with the front end completely missing, but it's pretty interesting. And but yeah, Solara SLE V6 too, has the gold badging, which is always fun. And pretty complete interior. 2001 Camry Solara. And we also got a Suzuki SX4, another really cool vehicle, 2008 here. These you were offered with a manual and all-wheel drive. Now they weren't fast, but this one's the automatic, but very cool. Got oh man, this one hits near and dear to me. This is a Legacy wagon. Oh, and it does have a hood scoop. This is a Legacy GT wagon. Wow. These were so cool. Obviously, I had my 2006 Spec B from 2007 to 2013, and sad to see one of these ending up here, especially the wagon. Now, obviously, it looks like this one had an accident that ended that, but yeah, I remember that interior. Well, mine had the screen, but you had the little cubby there. Oh man, crazy. That one makes me a little sad to see here because the wagons were really sought after. I mean, this one is, the automatic, so not quite as sought after, but still. Actually, you know what? No, that's a manual. No way. I completely missed that on the first glance. That is a manual Legacy GT wagon. I mean, I'm guessing just the crash damage was too much, but wow, that's a rare car. But that one was beloved. 2005. Crazy. Man, sad to see that. Also, another one, we got our third gen Eclipse, right? Spider 2002. Same ones from Too Fast, Too Furious. And let's see about this one. Automatic. And there's the V6 though. And you got another Solara next to that too. Here's another one I don't think you see very much anymore. This is an Infiniti M35. And that's still got the motor there. I believe, I can't remember if this was V6 or if you get a V8 in these. 2009 it says. And oh yeah, the dash is so cool on these wood grain and that whole almost like a drawer kind of setup. The screen set back. Very cool. And see if the badging can give us any hints on the back here. It's the M35X. Nice. And looks like we got another Accord Coupe, also a TL down here. Yeah, again, people just so highly seek these Accord Coupes. It's always crazy to see any of them that have ended up here. We also got a Preza over there. Oh wow, this is another surprise here. Got a Suzuki Sidekick. Like a very fine shade of purpley blue. And it looks like it's still fairly complete there. And it's a soft top. I remember these were everywhere back in the day. This is a 98, so a little bit of a later one too. And also a manual. Man, it's a shame something like that couldn't have been saved, because look at the fun pattern on these seats. Ah, the 90s, am I right? Yeah, that's very cool. So small in there, but the graphics are fun, and the swing out door. Wow, very cool. Here's another one that's sad to see here, RSX. It's the refreshed one too, so I think 05, 06. Not sure if it's a Type S. Looks like it's got the sportier seats. It is an automatic. Oh, it even's got a little touchscreen in there. And yeah, very cool. Yeah, 2006 RSX. I guess it won't say whether it's Type S, but you can see the rust. Clearly what brought that one here. It looks like it's a regular RSX, but they didn't stop them from putting a carbon fiber lip spoiler on the back there. Boy, here's another surprise. This is one of those examples of fun, crazy mods and how they ended up here. So it's like just some aftermarket taillights on this Forester, and look at that wing. Stickers on the roof rack. 2004 Forester. I'm guessing it's the XT. Yeah, it has a hood scoop, and looks like it does have a manual, I believe. Wow, look at, they just sticker bombed the whole interior. Man, that one's an interesting one. Interesting headrest. I mean, look, they've even painted the door panel back. They're purple. This was an artsy person. That is, oh, and it even has some old stuff in there. I think ownership documents. But man, stickers, stickers, and more stickers. Wow, I heard you like stickers, so we put stickers on your stickers. That is very unique. I'm sure that stood out from the crowd. We also got a Impreza, the GC8 generation Impreza here. I haven't recognized this shape anywhere, and still has good seats. Look at that, nice interior. Oh, it's a manual too. Nice. And this is by this point they had already gone to the digital odometer, so not sure about the mileage on that, but really nice. Looks like this one might have had some issues here, crash damage. Just a regular Impreza L, but man, I remember those well. My first car was a 97 Outback Sport 07 TL, and again another Accord coupe here. This one doesn't look like it's the V6, but this is the newer one, 2009 automatic, and it looks like it might have had an accident. All right, so moving on to the Chrysler section of the yard here. We've got right up front here, right in the back I should say, a turbo LeBaron. I'm pretty sure is what this is. Still has turbo motor there. And again, I feel like these are pretty, oh, it's a New Yorker, a turbo Chrysler New Yorker. That is, and man, look at this interior. Such a fun time. Look at the seats. Obviously not great shape for this one, but so plush. Just so luxurious for the time. Also, we got a pretty nice Chrysler 200 there. It's a shame that that's ended up here. You got the usual assortment of Chargers, no surprises there. Although this one looks like it's a zombie outbreak response team. That's fun. Looks like a former police car that they had some fun with before it ended up here. And let me see, we have more Chargers. Oh, we got a Sebring. That's cool. You don't see those too often. And definitely this one's pretty far gone, but always, again, a fun time when Chrysler could have a little convertible, a big convertible, but fun times. Lots of 300s here. Look at this, though. I think this is a Plymouth Shadow, if I'm remembering correctly. Another fun 90s color, teal here. So fun. This one, pretty nice complete interior. Oh, it's a Sundance, 93 Sundance. I think maybe Dodge was the Shadow. And we also got another Aries K here, 86 Coupe. That's cool. And that interior definitely looks unhealthy. But this is cool though. Pretty complete. Looks like a 5-digit odometer there maybe, but very cool. Another Concord there, PT Cruisers, of course. I know people love hating on PT Cruisers, but and this one had some interesting mods. But man, I always thought the PT Cruisers were so cool. And I mean, they were huge hits. That's the other thing. People never remember. Oh, this, hold on. I just peeked in here. We got a CD, BYB Babylon. Don't know that. But, you know, cue ball, shifter, purple interior. Yeah, I don't know. I think that people are not judging the PT Cruiser fairly. These were enormous hits. I remember even in Japan, like they were importing these things and selling them in Japan like crazy because they were such hot sellers. And that's why there's a zillion of them, because they were such a commercial success. You know, if they were duds from the beginning, then you wouldn't see so many of these things. But instead they're everywhere, and for good reason, because they were very popular, very practical. Also, look at this, hideaway headlights on this Chrysler. I believe another New Yorker. Yeah, New Yorker here, 5th Avenue. The little bit of a vinyl top and another fun interior. The red carpets, red everything, and also has that very characteristic steering wheel cover of the time. And yeah, very cool. Got a lime green caliper. Lots of calipers here. There is a Magnum. Oh, and a Stratus. We'll have to circle our way around there. Always sad to see a Magnum. It has a 2006. And again, a lot of these cars just, you know, more recent than some of the other import stuff. Just still doesn't seem like some of these ones lasted. Another PT Cruiser, a less exciting trim level there. And that was the refresh with the extra little bits on the headlights there. And all right, let's see what else we can see here. Yeah, you got one of these Chryslers. Eagle got a version of this as well, I think. I'm not even gonna guess. I'm just gonna look at the name on this one. I'm pretty sure it's Concorde again. Yeah, 95 Concorde. Another cool one. This one's also pretty complete. Still has the bench seat, because that was still available back then. That's cool. And yeah, there's that. Oh, Plymouth. Oh, this is a Plymouth Breeze. It's not a Stratus. So fun, all the different variants you had back then. Very cool. And got Avengers, got more PT Cruisers. Oh, this PT Cruiser's got an interesting grille on it here. It's always fun. End of life modifications that are done to some of these cars. Gave it a little bit of a smiley face there on that one. Another Plymouth Breeze. I'm surprised, about 2 in a row. And more PT Cruisers, sadly. And that one's a convertible. Very nice. I think, is this the GT, the turbo ones? Because they did also have the turbo. Another cool thing you think enthusiasts would be excited about. Obviously, it was no amazing thing. But yeah, Touring 2.4T. These were kind of big money too back in the day. I remember markups on these things way back when. And again, just being very hot sellers. 2007 is another one. This one clearly ended its life early because of an accident. But again, just fun times. You can tell I'm a very nostalgic person. There's another purple one up there. See anything else interesting around here? We got, oh, an old Intrepid down here in between these other PT Cruisers. There are 2 Intrepids. That's cool. I haven't seen those in a while. I remember when these first came out, they just looked so futuristic. I mean, it looked like a concept car. This is back in the era when Dodge was doing crazy concept cars. And that's, yeah, cool to see. A very bright blue on whatever that is there. Another PT Cruiser. And more PT Cruisers. So sad. They're so common here. Oh, here's old 300C. I remember when there's a lot of fanfare about this coming back. This is the 300M too. This is the nicer version. See how this interior looks. Yeah, still got those fancy gauges. Still nice leather interior. Another very grand, you know, large car here. Yeah, very, very, very nice. And let's see what else we got. I think I saw there's a, yeah, I'll get to that in a second. We got another LeBaron here, I think. Or is it a New Yorker? Might be another New Yorker. But, yep, another New Yorker, 1990. Also, plush. This one not leather. This is the velour kind of velvety kind of seats. Again, just so fun to see. Wood grain that's clearly not actual wood. And all right, I think that's about it for this. We got some neons here at the end though, or just one neon so far, but that's another great little car. They've got some more old stuff here. Concorde, another Chrysler, I believe, yeah, LeBaron, velvety red seats, and another convertible turbo K car here. Looks like there's some remnants of an engine still, and nice leather. This is an 86, oh, Dodge 600. Okay, very cool. Definitely a rougher interior, but it's anything from the 80s. I'm still just impressed has lasted this long and hasn't already been crushed. Got neons here, more Stratus, another Sebring. That's it. So it looks like we are ready for the GM section next. So let's get to that. I see right off the bat here we got a Firebird. Man, another crazy one that is desirable. It's a T-top too. And let's see what we got here. 3800 in there. There's those T-tops. And pretty cool. 99 Firebird. Crazy. Let's see what else we got here. Got the HHR, of course. Chevy's quick copycat of the PT Cruiser, which also shows how PT Cruiser was so successful that GM had to rush out their own version pretty much. Lots of cool Buicks. Got some old Pontiacs here. I think it's a Grand Prix. Very cool. And here's an old one down here. I mean, even this 90s DeVille with the vinyl top. That's cool. It's got the North Star V8 that looks like everyone's staying far away from, as is usual for those. Oh, this is a Cutlass Cruiser wagon. Oh, this is a fun find. Wow, yeah. Love the color too, but fun little, look at these vent windows. You had this long piece of glass and then the vents, which oftentimes were because you had, again, that third row in the back of these. This is a 95 Oldsmobile Sierra. Very fun. I had a family friend that had one of these, not the wagon, but spent many times riding around. This one looks like only 92,000 miles on that too. There's a nice map of Tuscarawas Valley in 2004. Man, that's in pretty good shape. And it's just crazy. You know, you think, you know, you have companies like Hyundai that do, you know, standard 10-year, 100,000 mile warranties. This thing never even got to 100,000 to begin with. ABS, this doesn't look that rusty either. I'm kind of curious what caused this to end up here, but the ABS badge is a fun one. 98 Lumina, another one that, again, these were everywhere, and now, at least around me, I never see Luminas on the road anymore. This one looks pretty complete. And look at another low mileage. This is 88,000 miles. This is what I've often talked on the Matt Moran Motoring channel about, how cars have gotten so much better reliability-wise, so much better in so many ways. I mean, maybe there was another reason why this, you know, ended up ending up here, but I mean, clearly it lasted this long in the metal, but clearly something about it was not driven very often. Maybe it's just a kind of grandma car or something. Maybe that's what a lot of these are. I don't know, but it just seems crazy that you have so many vehicles that just so low miles, and you know, that's stuff that these days you wouldn't dream about junking most cars at 80-some thousand miles, and most of them, you know, they're not rusted. Oh, here's a Monte Carlo SS while I'm rambling. 2001 Monte Carlo. This one looks like it's been sitting out for a while. Got a lot of crud on it and stuff, but very cool find. And right next to that, look at this Cadillac. That's fun. No badge on the front anymore, but another very cool find. This is a 92 Fleetwood. That's fun. Look at that plush seat. Also has the little optional middle jump seat. And oh, this is a fun one. This is back whenever digital gauges were cool. It has the information center, fuel data center. It's so cool. GM did such fun things. Supplemental inflatable restraint with the airbag. This is the 60 Special, I think it says there. Man, so fun. And it's, you know, still they're doing the fins on these. That's so cool. Yeah, 60 special. And that's a 92. Even has the little fender skirts. That's a fun idea. I didn't know they did that still at that point in time. I usually see that on like actual old classics. And what else do we got here? Just some usual stuff. Malibus and Buick LaCrosses and Impalas. Nothing really special there. Here's a couple other cool ones. We got a Grand Prix SE. $2,000. Those cool taillights. We got a old S Series Saturn 98. It's here as well. I always thought these were great little cars. And these ones usually were pretty reliable too. Still has the engine there. And let me see if there's a mile on it. Yeah, this one's a digital odometer, so no luck there as far as figuring that out, but very cool. And we got a Firebird here. Old Firebird, flip up headlights and T-tops on this one as well. 94 Firebird. This one looks like it actually still does have pretty complete interior. And looks like it gets only 5-digit odometer saying 71, hopefully more than that. But we also have another Monte Carlo over here. This one, okay, just spray painted, but pretty complete on the inside of that one too. 95 Monte Carlo. Another one here, not a special one like that SS earlier, but yeah, crazy to see some of these still surviving for at least another few weeks. We've also got an Olds Cutlass Sierra here in pretty nice shape. And we also have a Cavalier over here. I actually hadn't seen too many Cavaliers in this yard. Lots of Cobalts and stuff. I guess Cavaliers probably have already just met the junker or the crusher already, but this one is now just joining the club now. And we've got a Malibu here with a pink grille. That's interesting, but more interestingly, over here, we've got an old F-body Camaro. Another T-top here, and yeah, it's looks like he's got some Corvette badges on it, I think. 95 Camaro. It's an automatic. I'm not sure if it's an SS or what it is. Looks fairly ordinary to me, but it's a fun color too for those. And we also have a LeSabre, 99 LeSabre right next to that. And we've got one of these old V8 Impala Woody wagons. So long. Go around to the other side here to get a look at the rest of it. But man, and look at that pretty complete, nice interior for the most part. But another rare one here. Oh, it's a Roadmaster. Sorry, not a, yeah, it's a Buick Roadmaster, 93. Wow, that is another fun one to see. Again, just stuff probably haven't seen in a long time. Let's keep on looking. We got CTSs. Still sad to see those. I mean, those, I remember when those were new and just being, you know, this European rival kind of thing. So cool. We also have the Chevy that's not actually a Chevy, it's actually a Corolla. That fun rebadge here of the 90s there. Now, I believe Chevy Prism is what they were called after Geo gave up. You got a Saturn Ion Coupe. Those are cool too. Oh, and here's a Solstice. That's a shame to see a Solstice here. Looks like maybe this one had an accident or something possibly, but pretty well picked through too. But man, 2006 Solstice. Sad to see one of those here. Convertible top hanging out on the ground. And another fun relic of the 90s that was everywhere for a time, Pontiac Grand Am. This one's been sitting, it's a SE. And let's see if we can, that one's too hard to open up. V6 though. And yeah, don't see those very often anymore. Another Grand Prix here. Got a Buick Riviera, check that out. Also has the 3800 there. And some nice graphics on the side of this. Coupe, wood grain, and nice cruise control. In 1989. Riviera. And right across from that here, we also have, not sure what this is. Looks like some kind of old G body. Let's see if we can figure it out here. Just look at the tag. Grand Prix, 83 Grand Prix. Pretty well picked through there, but again, very old car you don't see too often. These Saturns had a quick life. Seems like they showed up for a few years. They were rebadged Opals, I believe, and I think this is called the Saturn Astra, I think. Yep, it's a 2008 Astra, and still pretty complete interior there. Fun little hatchbacks. The Aero and Saturn was rebadging European stuff. We also got another cool Saturn here with the L Series, 2002 L100. This one is. Always seemed like nice cars, just again, usually just softer and less exciting than their import competitors that just sold in better numbers and were more appealing. There's a couple old ones. We got a Cadillac Eldorado Coupe, two of them. And again, impressive cars in their day, expensive and all that. This one looks like it's pretty complete too. Blue and tan interior. This is a 92. This is a 2000. But otherwise, I mean, also shows you the generations, how long they lasted. 8 years. I don't know if this is the first model year for the Eldorado, but 8 years between these two. This one's got the quad exhaust. I think that might be the higher performing V8 or whatever. This one is also the ETC. Says V8 North Star there. So I guess this one might have been lower trimmed, or they just changed up the back end at some point. But there's that North Star again, untouched, as everyone stays away, it seems. And this other one down here caught my eye. This was cool. Obviously another Cavalier. Looks like there might be another Eldorado here. I think that North Star V8 is, yep, probably the culprit for a lot of these. But look at this. Haven't seen one of these. Like a convertible Cavalier. That someone put a Hemi badge on for some reason, but a 2.8 in there. And last on the road in 2022, actually. They kept this thing going. Or maybe even 2023, but they kept this thing going pretty nice and long. Pretty picked through now, but you know, still fairly nice. But man, 87 Cavalier convertible. So cool. And yeah, this is a 2002 Eldorado. So yeah, again, same thing, just with some refreshes there to the inside and outside, but I guess that's the culprit for these Eldorados, maybe. I don't know. Also, a couple other fun ones down here. We got this one here. I got this Buick, Oldsmobile. Let's see, this is a Cutlass Supreme. That one's a little high, so I'm not going to poke around in that one too much. But always that futuristic kind of slender nose on those. But look at this Saturn. These are so fun. There's a pointier, older Saturns here. And so there's a little bit of the interior left on that one, but such cool cars. Not much there at the back end. Oh, that's another one I almost missed. A little Cavalier wagon, and another fun idea that was quite popular, I think, at the time. I remember seeing a bunch of these on the road. And Cavalier, well, I got 93. So versatile. It's, you know, like who needed an SUV whenever you had all this space in the back of your little Cavalier and all the stacking ability being so squared off in the back. Here's another interesting find. Not sure what the story is with this one, but we have a Scion XB. Lovely cars, very cool little things. Sad to see it here. But this one had the roof hacked off of it for some kind of fun experiment or something, maybe. I have no clue. Maybe it's just the way this one's being scrapped. I don't know. But 2006 XB convertible, I guess. Yeah, very interesting there. There's also quite a few Scion TCs here. Sad to say. Another car that I always thought was really cool. There's two of them, same color and everything. Just again, a car that I always thought was so cool. You know, it's Toyota roots, so it's super reliable and great style. Had a panoramic moonroof before that was a common thing. Both of those are pretty far gone, but yeah, another one that's sad to see here. And got some vibes. There's an older vibe further down. I'll show you guys in a second. But this is interesting. I got a old Lincoln, I think maybe a Continental. Again, I'm kind of rusty on these, but love those little fins you have there. Pretty plush interior still. The Landau top, I think is what they call it. Lincoln Mark 6, 83. Very cool. We also got another Lincoln here. As we're now wandering into the Ford section, we got another Mark 6 83. That's a sedan though. And very cool. And man, that MKZ got hammered. But there's a W sticker from 04 dating this car. And yeah, interesting. And let's see what else we got over here. Fun copper color for this Focus Mercury. There's another Focus wagon. Again, such a cool thing. And that one, I mean, it's 2002. They really kept that, you know, going. I mean, Chevy did it with Cavalier, but Focus also another one that is compacts that offered wagons. Great idea. Something they should revisit someday. There's that vibe. This is the first gen vibe. And honorable mention to the little Kia Soul here, but yeah, these so cool. Again, Toyota basis with this partnership that GM did, and this one's an automatic. But all right, let's check out some other Fords though. Got an old Lincoln over here, old Continental, another one. Very grand cars in their day. And what do we got here? Looks like banged up, very badly banged up Mustang. I think this is an S550 too. Yeah, that one has had a rough end. 2018. Wow, that's pretty new. Does not look like it based on the condition there. One of these old 90s Ford Thunderbirds. Again, pretty picked through, but that's cool. We got a fun color combo here. Someone did on this little, I think this is a Ford Escort, purple fender. Got some SN97 Mustangs here, or SN95 I mean, and another Lincoln, the more rounded Continentals. There's another Mercury Cougar, I believe is what, or maybe it's the XR7, I can't remember. To look around and see. Yeah, Cougar. 88 Cougar to be exact. Peek inside of this one. Red velour kind of interior. And yeah, lots of Crown Vics. There's another one of these little Escort wagons here. Same deal as the Cavalier. As far as, you know, same idea, compact wagons, and that one's actually still pretty complete. And running out towards the end here, we got a couple of Mustangs, and also have an Oldsmobile Aurora that somehow ended up here. But those had such cool styling, so futuristic and rounded. And let me see, this is a 99 Aurora. Had that you know, sweeping wraparound dash kind of thing going on, and that's cool. I didn't even notice that. You got passenger temperature controls and a vent in the door. Also, look at how all that seat adjustment you got. Heated seats. You got lumbar adjustment, like multi-way seats. Very cool. So many innovative GM things are just very forward-thinking stuff that now might be a little more common, but back then was kind of unheard of and honestly kind of weird, maybe even to some people, but just so cool. Nice Mercury Grand Marquis there, and the Ford 500. An 89 Mercury Cougar here. This one's a little more complete, but actually pretty good shape for an 89. Pretty impressive. Interior also actually really well kept, and yeah, very nice. Curious, I think this might be a 5-digit odometer, but curious if I can get a number on here. Or actually, this one had the cool futuristic digital dash as well back then, which is, yeah, that's so cool. And you know, fake wood there, of course, very luxurious. And all right, I think we've just about reached the end here. Yeah, just the usual assortment of, well, that's interesting. Someone put a vinyl or cloth looking top here on a Taurus. That's something you don't see all the time. But yeah, it's a 2006 Taurus. I do know there's, you know, some like, you know, older people that liked that kind of look on their more modern vehicles, but that's funny. All right, well, I think, yeah, we've pretty much reached the end here of the Junkyard Walk at the You Pull and Pay Pittsburgh. Hope you guys enjoyed this little walkthrough, and let me know what your favorite was in the comments below, or if there's any factoids you can drop on any of these vehicles. There's a Mercury Montego here as we're ending out the video, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to stay tuned, subscribe for more Junkyard Walks in the future, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks again to Pull Apart and You Pull Pay for sponsoring this video, and for having me out here at the yard.